Economic Directive 2016 for details on what this country plans to do in the coming year on how to best run the economy. The specifics disclosed during today's economic policy ministers meeting that is. Arirang's economics correspondent Hwang Ji is in the studio with me. Now, Ji, let's face it, the economy has a tough year ahead with challenges both stemming from the domestic as well as global front. But the government seems pretty confident about the economy next year, as clearly reflected by the growth forecast it gave.
Right. Korea expects its economy to expand 3.1% in 2016, and that's a trim from an earlier forecast of 3.3%, but still higher than a majority of private financial institutions have put forward. And to reach that rather optimistic target, the economic management plan for next year focuses on pushing through structural changes to maintain the recovery momentum this year that came on the back of expansionary fiscal and monetary policies.
So what kind of policies is the government endorsing or implementing to push forward with this economic growth?
The government will put emphasis on easing regulations to boost investment and come up with new growth engines. It will designate regulation-free areas in 14 different regions across the country with the goal of fostering industries like biohealth, eco-friendly vehicles, and cosmetics. This project follows the state-driven program this year to build 17 creative economy innovation centers around the nation. An expert I spoke to today says such measures comes as the country faces sluggish global demand, especially from China.
Since it looks like it's going to be difficult to see immediate improvements on the export front, the government is turning its focus to domestic consumption, and in order to do that, it needs to see more investment.
Now, also on the agenda for next year is completing structural reforms in the labor, education, finance, and public sectors, but some experts are skeptical as to whether the government will be able to push through such reforms with Parliament still deadlocked over pending labor bills.
Korea has general elections next year and the presidential election the year after. With political events like these, the government will face major opposition in completing the reforms, and they may lose steam.
Ji, another focal point in the government's this new list of measures is that the country's economic growth will be assessed based on current prices as well.
Right, that's right. And the government will now offer, as you said, not only the real GDP growth rate, but nominal growth figures as well. A move reflecting the government's drive to keep better tabs on deflationary concerns. It also comes as the government aims to realize growth that can actually be felt by the public.
The nominal growth rate has to remain at appropriate levels so that corporate sales and household income can rise. That will in turn raise government tax revenue. With the Bank of Korea, we will do our best to reach the 3% range of real GDP growth and nominal growth around the 5% range.
At current prices, the government expects to see 4.5% growth next year. Korea's consumer price growth has remained in the 0% range since November last year and edged up 1% last month from a year earlier.
There are also some concerned voices that say, with this takes Korea's monetary policy in the direction of carrying out or further boosting this recovery momentum rather than focusing or managing risks the economy faces.
Yes, the government, in fact, did pledge this time to tackle the household and corporate debt issue, allowing troubled firms to begin corporate workout programs before their deteriorating financial health becomes irreparable. But snowballing household debt already exceeds $1 trillion and especially in the face of a widely expected rate hike by the U.S. Federal Reserve, the threat posed by the problems is getting more and more serious.
Right, definitely something that will be closely watched and monitored in the next few months. All right, Ji, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.